So I just had an email from a client called Lee, and he asked some interesting questions regarding Dolby Atmos. And I figured instead of just typing an email back, I'll create this video and I can elaborate on it a little bit more. And you can get a lot more across in a video. So if he's asking a question, so might you. So I figured I'd do the video, and his question was, if I send a stereo mix for mastering, what would be the purpose of adding Dolby Atmos? And quite simply, the purpose of adding Dolby Atmos is, number one, you open up your song to another audience. People like myself who are just wanting to listen to the highest quality and the best quality audio. We don't want to listen to stereo anymore. We don't want the low quality. Not that stereo's low quality. It is that stereo's the standard, right? And it's been the standard for decades. And now 2022, Dolby Atmos is so far superior to stereo. And you don't need a big Dolby Atmos studio to listen to it. All you need is a pair of headphones. And it's so many people think, I've got to have a big studio like this in order to listen to it. No, you just need a pair of headphones. Or look, going forward, the industry in technology kind of thing, TVs. I've got a Dolby Atmos TV at home. It's got speakers in the TV. It comes out. I play music through the TV. It sounds amazing. It doesn't sound like this, but it sounds amazing. You'll have Google dock things that will play Dolby Atmos out of it. You'll have everything will be Dolby Atmos enabled. Going forward, it will just become the new format. Let me just revise on what that question was. So what was it? Just so I remember. So I went off on a little bit of a tangent. If I send a stereo mix for mastering, what would be the purpose of adding Dolby Atmos? Right. So like I was saying, you're opening yourself up to the full audience. So people like me don't want to listen to stereo. We want to listen to Atmos. The only thing I listen at home or on my phone, in headphones or anything, is Dolby Atmos. So I'm not opened up to the stereo people who are just releasing in stereo. I never listen to their music. So that's number one, is having that format available for everybody means that everybody can listen to it. Plus the people who, like on Apple, it's your default. Dolby Atmos will default turn on. So if you just literally press play and listen, depending on what your device is set to. So if your device is set as default to Dolby Atmos, you will just instantly hear Dolby Atmos. You won't even know technically that you're listening to it. You will just be listening to it. The stereos are secondary. Then if you have Dolby Atmos turned off, or you don't have Dolby Atmos because you haven't updated your phone in the last year, you won't have Dolby Atmos, which means Dolby Atmos won't be turned on, which means you'll just listen to the stereo. But people who have Dolby Atmos on or on automatic, for instance, will listen to the stereo, and they may not necessarily know they're listening to Dolby Atmos or stereo, but they'll feel it more when they listen to the Dolby Atmos version. They will go, wow, this sounds incredible. Whereas when they listen to the stereo version, they'll just be like, yeah, sounds good. That's the difference kind of thing. That's what I feel when I listen to the two. So the other reasons are generally basically because it is such a superior format. The other thing as well is that going forward, the industry's changing. The industry's going to move away from stereo to Dolby Atmos. It's only a matter of time before Spotify start streaming in Dolby Atmos. They will. I could pretty much. I am 99% sure Dolby Atmos will be on Spotify by the end of this year. It's probably the first quarter, I reckon, Spotify will include it. I hope that's going to be the case. But so far you've got Apple, Tidal, Amazon, who else? Basically, the main people. Spotify being the only one that's not on there. They're kind of getting a little bit left behind. People like me, I've now moved from Spotify to Apple Music, which, that if Spotify aren't catching Apple, Tidal, and Amazon up, there's going to be a lot more people who move from Spotify to Apple Music, for instance. So the benefit of doing it is kind of future proofing yourself as well. This isn't a gamble. This isn't a case of will it or won't it. It will. There's no question about it. Dolby Atmos is the new format that you're going to have to move to, and it is a case. It's not really something that is technically up for discussion. As a will it or won't it, it is. Believe me, it is. Otherwise, I would never have put in and spent all this money on a Dolby Atmos studio. Every studio has to be big studio has to be Dolby Atmos capable, because it is basically. I hate saying it, but it is the future. It's the future format that everybody's going to do. So basically, what you're doing is, if you get the Dolby Atmos done now, you haven't got to do it later on in life. You haven't got to come back to that release and get the old Dolby Atmos done again. Or get Dolby Atmos. So you've got the stereo done, and then I've got the stereo done. I've released that song. Right. This is a hypothetical of what would most probably happen. Is you come to us, you get the stereo master done. So you've got the stereo master. You release the stereo master goes out. Next year, all your listener base, or 75% of the people that listen to your music are listening to it on Dolby Atmos, and they can't listen to your old stuff as such, your stuff from last year in Dolby Atmos, because you haven't released the Dolby Atmos version. You can release the Dolby Atmos version right now, and it sounds amazing, honestly.